Welcome back to Sports by GSMC Podcast Network. I am your host, Jeremy Lapidus. If you are just tuning in, we just finished going over the Dodgers claiming their 8th ever World Series title. Freddie Freeman wins his World Series MVP, a great performance from everyone in that organization. Shohei Ohtani, deservingly so, finally gets his ring. In this segment, we answer the biggest question that will be talked about throughout all of baseball offseason. Where does Yankees slugger, young superstar, just 26 years old, Juan Soto go after this season? How much money does he get? We answer all of those questions in just a second, but before we do that, remember, if you would like to be an even bigger part of the show than you already are, all you need to do is go to gsmcpodcast.net. Or if you are on YouTube, you can go to you can use that super chat feature. If you do either of those two things, a message should pop up on the bottom of the screen for you, me, and everybody else around the world to see. If you do have a burning question about sports, anything at all that you would like to ask, go and throw that in the comments. Throw it in the chat. I will get to it as soon as I possibly can. I appreciate everybody so much for sticking around, talking some sports with me here on a beautiful Thursday, October 31st, Halloween for all of you guys here in America. But like I was saying, we are going to get into the biggest question of the MLB offseason. We don't see a situation happen like this too often when a player that has barely reached his prime, one that is already on a Hall of Fame trajectory, hits the free agent market. If you remember, before Juan Soto was traded from the Nationals to the Padres, he was offered $440 million. Seemed like a bad business decision to make at the time to turn it down, but if only he knew. He seemed to have this fortune-telling sequence. He knew. Maybe. But right now he's on track for $600 million. $600 million to play baseball, a game that he's only getting better at. He's already going to go down as one of the best baseball players ever, at least one of the best of this generation. He is only 26 now, just turned 26 in this World Series. He's already won one back in 2019 with the Nationals. So what does Juan Soto look like? He's going to get a bag from somewhere. So we're going to start with the teams that have been able to just throw money around like it's nobody's business. There are two teams that stick out with those metrics right there, right? Three, I should say. One of those is the team he's already on, the Yankees. That is one that you would think has a little bit of an edge. He seemed to have a good time in that clubhouse, seemed to have a fun time this season playing with Aaron Judge, and obviously a very successful season, making it all the way to the World Series before falling in 5 games. The other options outside of that are his World Series opponents, the teams that just beat him in the Los Angeles Dodgers. We've already seen them give out over $1 billion in contracts last season. They don't seem to have any ideas or thoughts of slowing down their spending. What's another $600 million to a superstar that could just basically make your team a walking cheat code in Juan Soto? That's another option over there. Or he could go to the other New York team, the New York Mets. Steve Cohen over there very famously just tosses money at people. And if you're going to decide to toss money at people, why not decide to toss money at one of the best in baseball in his prime? I'd say those are the three that will probably offer him the most money, just straight up the most money. If you're looking at a team that he has a little more familiar with, a team that is going to be in the running, a team that should pursue them, there's a couple on that list as well. If he's looking for straight money, it's going to be one of those three. But outside of it, the San Francisco Giants are a team that have offered a lot of money to a lot of key free agents in recent times. They're a team that's a little bit less set up for success than the Dodgers or the Yankees, maybe even than the Mets here, who just went on a little bit of a run. But they're a team that is so derived of a superstar, they are trying to go get one in the worst way. They almost poached Aaron Judge from the Yankees. Can they get a Yankee slugger in this offseason? That's an option. The Phillies have been reported to go and aggressively pursue Juan Soto this offseason. That would suck, honestly. I don't want him to go to Philly. That's the one place that I don't want him to go. That's me speaking as a Washington Nationals fan here, which really is the other option. It's one of those options that's kind of just been quietly in the background of everybody's mind, I think, for the entirety of this season. What if Juan Soto returns to Washington? What if he goes back to the place that traded him, the place that he came up in, the place that he won his first World Series in, the place that is now being built up as a contender, or at least a playoff contender, maybe even next season, with the pieces that were traded for him? That is an option. Out of those 6 or so teams, those are the finalists, at least from what I can tell, that I think he will go to. If I had to give it a list of where I think he will end up, we'll go 6-1 here. Number 6, the Giants. I don't think he goes back. I don't think he goes to the Giants, even if they offer him that much money. I think there's going to be more competitive offers from these other teams that are on the list, and the Giants just seem like such a long shot to get it unless they just strictly outbid everyone. Outside of the Giants, number 5, I'm going with the Phillies. I don't feel like he fits in that Phillies team. They're a team that's already paying Bryce Harper a lot of money. I don't know if they're really going to be able to open up the pocketbooks the same way that he's going to be available for. Number 3, the Mets. It's just not on the same level as the Yankees or the Dodgers, or doesn't have the same connection as a team he's already been on, like the Dodgers, like the Yankees or the Nationals. For that, they stay just outside the top 3 at number 4. At number 3, we're going with the Dodgers. Again, this is just going to be a question of, does he want to go to the place with the most money, maybe win another ring? If he wants to win, or if he wants to go ring chasing, go join the Dodgers. There's no better team to do that with than the Los Angeles Dodgers right now. Team up with Shohei Ohtani, make that team even more of a juggernaut than it already is. Number 2, or I'll do it this way. Number 2, it's the Yankees. Number 2 is the Yankees. He re-signs with the Yankees. They seem to have a little bit of an edge on everything, and maybe this is just my fandom speaking. Maybe this is just a little bit of my fan fiction in my mind. Oh, wouldn't that be crazy? But number 1 for me is the Nationals. And maybe if I'm being realistic, the Nationals should be number 2, and the Yankees should be number 1 as for where he's going to go. But I can't shake this feeling that there is a there's a greater than zero chance, a greater chance than just about anywhere else that he comes back to Washington. Like I said, maybe that's just some wishful thinking on me over here, but I really do think it might happen. Not something that I expect to happen, but if that did happen, that would be the craziest trade in the history of maybe sports. Trade away an entire farm system for a superstar, only for that superstar to turn around and rejoin that team. That would be insane. We will see, though. That is going to be the story to track as the MLB offseason continues to go. We're going to take a quick break from the MLB. When we come back, we turn our attention to basketball. There's lots of action going down. The Pacers knock off the Celtics in overtime yesterday. The Washington Wizards get their second straight win, this time over the Hawks, getting a lot of help from their young guys. We'll do a little swing around the rookie ranks right now as we check in around the NBA. So stick around for that. We'll be right back here on Sports by GSMC Podcast Network.